Hello, hello, hello. It is day 50 of reading the Bible in a year, finally. And I'm going to have to do tomorrow's reading, day 51, in the early afternoon, so that I can catch up with my reading and also do all the other stuff that I need to do. Alright, so today is 4 chapters, starting on chapter 22 and going all the way to the end of chapter 25 of Numbers. And we're reading all about Balaam. And then going into something happening in Moab. Oh no. Alright, let's get started. Balak sends for Balaam. Then the children of Israel moved and camped in the plains of Moab, on the side of the Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was exceedingly afraid of the people, because they were many, and Moab was sick with dread because of the children of Israel. So Moab said to the elders of Midian, Midian, Now this company will lick up everything around us as an ox licks up the grass of the field. And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at the time. And he sent messengers to Balaam the son of Beor at Pethor, which is near the river, in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, Look, a people has come from Egypt. See, they cover their face of the earth and are settling next to me. Therefore, please come at once, curse this people for me, for they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I shall be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed. So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the diviner's fee in their hand, and they came to Balaam and spoke to him in the words of Balak. And they said to him, Lodge here tonight, and I will bring back word to you, as the Lord speaks to me. So the princes of Moab stayed with Balaam. Then God came to Balaam and said, Who are these men with you? So Balaam said to God, Balak the son of Zippor, the king of Moab, has sent me, saying, Look, a people has come out of Egypt. They cover the face of the earth. Come now and curse them for me. Perhaps I shall be able to overpower them and drive them out. And the Lord said to Balaam, You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed. Even though they disagree with and complain about everything. So Balaam rose in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, Go back to your land, for the Lord has refused to give me permission to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose and went to Balak and said to them, Balaam refused to come with us. Then Balak again sent princes more numerous and more honourable than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, Thus says Balak son of Zippor, Please let nothing hinder you from coming to me, for I will certainly honour you greatly, and I will do whatever you say to me. Therefore please come and curse this people for me. Then Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, Though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not go beyond the word of the Lord my God, to do less or more. Now therefore, please you also stay here tonight, that I may know what more the Lord will say to me. And God came to Balaam at night and said to him, If the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you, that you shall do." So Balaam rose in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the princes to Moab. Balaam, the donkey, and the angel. Then God's anger was aroused because he went, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him, and he was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. Now the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. So Balaam struck the donkey and to turn her back onto the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between the vineyards, with a wall on this side and a wall on the other side. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. So he struck her again. Oh no. Then the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn either to right or left. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam's anger was aroused, and he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, What have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times? And Balaam said to the donkey, Because you have abused me. I wish there were a sword in my hand, for I now would kill you. So the donkey said to Balaam, Am I not your donkey on which you have ridden? Ever since I became yours to this day, was I ever disposed to do this to you? And he said, No. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes and saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said to him, Why have you struck your donkey those 3 times? Behold, I have come out to stand against you, because your way is perverse before me. The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, surely I would also have killed you by now, and let her live. And Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I did not know you stood in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displeases you, I will turn back. Then the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you, that you shall speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Now when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the city of Moab, which is on the border of the Arnon, the boundary of the territory. Then Balak said to Balaam, Did I not earnestly send you, calling for you? Why did you not come to me? Am I not able to honour you? And Balaam said to Balak, Look, I have come to you. Now, have I any power to say anything? The word that God puts in my mouth I must speak. So Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kirjath Huzoth. Then Balak offered oxen and sheep, and he sent some to Balaam and to the princes who were with him. Balaam's first prophecy. So it was the next day that Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high places of Baal, that from there he might observe the extent of the people. Then Balaam said to Balak, Build 7 altars for me here, and prepare for me 7 bulls and 7 rams. And Balak did just as Balaam had spoken. And Balak and Balaam offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Then Balaam said to Balak, Stand by your burnt offering, and I will go. Perhaps the Lord will come and meet me, and whatever he shows me, I will tell you. So he went to a desolate height, and God met Balaam, and said to him, I have prepared the 7 altars. Oh, this is Balaam speaking. I have prepared the 7 altars, and I have offered on each altar a bull and a ram. Then the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak. So he returned to him, and there he was standing by his burnt offering, he and all the princes of Moab. And he took up his oracle and said, Balak, the king of Moab, has brought me from Aram, from the mountains of the east. Come, curse Jacob for me, and come, denounce Israel. How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? And how shall I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. There, a people dwelling alone, not reckoning itself among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, or number 1/4 of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my end be like his. Then Balak said to Balaam, I can't remember the voice I did. What have you done to me? I took you to curse my enemies, and look, you have blessed them bountifully. And he answered and said, Must I not take heed to speak what the Lord has put in my mouth? Why am I doing voices? Balaam's second prophecy. Then Balak said to him, Please come with me to another place from which you may see them. You shall see you shall see only the outer part of them, and shall not see them all. Curse them for me there. I can't remember the voices I'm doing now. So he brought him to the field of Ziphon, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And he said to Balak, Stand here before your burnt offering, while I meet the Lord over there. Then the Lord met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, Go back to Balak, and thus you shall speak. So he came to him, and there he was standing by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab were with him. And Balak said to him, What has the Lord spoken? Then he took up his oracle and said, Rise up, Balak, and hear. Listen to me, son of Zippor. God is not a man, that he should lie, nor son of man, that he should repent. Has he said, and he will not do? Or has he spoken, and he will not make it good? Behold, I have received a command to bless. He has blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He has not observed iniquity in Jacob. Really? Nor has he seen wickedness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the shout of the king is among them. God brings them out of Egypt. He has strength like a wild ox. For there is no sorcery against Jacob, nor any divination against Israel. It now must be said of Jacob and of Israel, Oh, what God has done! Look, a people rises like a lioness, and lifts itself like a lion. It shall not lie down until it devours the prey, and drinks the blood of the slain. Then Balak said to Balaam, Neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. So Balaam answered and said to Balak, Did I not tell you, saying, All that the Lord speaks, that I must do? There's 4 prophecies in this. Okay. Balaam's third prophecy. Then Balak said to Balaam, Please come, I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God that you may curse them for me there. So Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor, that overlooks the wasteland. Then Balaam said to Balak, Build for me here 7 altars, and prepare for me 7 bulls and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam said, and offered a bull and ram on every altar. Now when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, He did not go, as at the other times, to seek to use sorcery, but he set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam raised his eyes and saw Israel encamped according to their tribes, and the Spirit of God came upon him. Then he took up his oracle and said, The utterance of Balaam the son of Beor, the utterance of the man whose eyes are opened, the utterance of him who hears the words of God, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down with eyes wide open. How lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel, like valleys that stretched out, like gardens on the riverside, like aloes planted by the Lord, like cedars beside the waters. He shall pour water from his buckets, and his seed shall be many waters. His king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God brings him out of Egypt. He has strength like a wild ox. He shall consume the nations, his enemies. He shall break their bones, and pierce them with his arrows. He bows down, he lies down as a lion, and as a lion who shall rouse him? Blessed is he who blesses you, and cursed is he who curses you. Then Balak's anger was roused against Balaam, and he struck his hands together. And Balak said to Balaam, I called you to curse the enemies, and look, you have bountifully blessed them these 3 times. Now therefore, flee to your place. I said I would greatly honour you, but in fact the Lord has kept you back from honour. So Balaam said to Balak, Did I not also speak to your messengers, whom you sent to me, saying, If Balak were to come, give me his house full of silver or gold, I could not go beyond the word of the Lord to do good or bad on my own will. What the Lord says, that I must speak. And indeed I am going to my people. Come, I will advise you that what this people will do to your people in the latter days. Why am I doing voices? Balaam's 4th prophecy. So he took up his oracle again and said, The utterance of Balaam the son of Beor, and the utterance of the man whose eyes are opened, the utterance of him who hears the words of God, and has the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down with eyes wide open. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and batter the brow of Moab, and destroy the sons of Tumut. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also, his enemies, shall be a possession, while Israel does valiantly. Out of Jacob one shall have dominion, and destroy the remains of the city. Then he looked on Amalek, and he took up his oracle, and said, Amalek the first was among the nations, but shall be last until he perishes. Then he looked on the Kenites, and took up his oracle, and said, Firm is your dwelling place, and your nest is set in the rock. Nevertheless, Cain shall be burned. How long until Ashur carries you away captive? Then he took up his oracle and said, Alas, who shall live when God does this? But ships shall come from the coast of Cyprus, and they shall afflict Ashur and afflict Eber. And so shall Amalek, until he perishes. So Balaam rose and departed and returned to his place. Balak also went his way. Now Israel remained in Acacia Grove, and the people began to commit harlotry with the women of Moab. Oh no. I mean, didn't he just say, didn't Balaam just say that God has not observed iniquity in Jacob, nor has he seen wickedness, but they're just doing it now. They invited the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people ate and bowed down to their gods. Oh no. So Israel was joined to Baal of Peor, and the anger of the Lord was aroused against Israel. Then Lord said to Moses, "Take all the leaders of the people and hang the offenders before the Lord, out in the sun, with the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel." So Moses said to the judges of Israel, "Every one of you kill his men who were joined to Baal of Peor." And indeed, one of the children of Israel came to present his brethren, a Midianite woman, in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. Now when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. Oh no. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of the Israel and the woman through her body. So the plague was stopped among the children of Israel. And those who died in the plague were 24,000. What? 24,000 died of plague then. Oh my word. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, has turned back my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was zealous, and my zeal among them, so that I did not consume the children of Israel in my zeal. Therefore say, Behold, I give him my covenant of peace, and it shall be to him and his descendants after him a covenant of everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and he made atonement for the children of Israel." Now the name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a leader of a father's house among the Simeonites. Oh no. And the name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was the head of the people of the father's house in Midian. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Harass the Midianites and attack them, for they harassed you and with their schemes, by which they seduced you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the leader of Midian, their sister, who was killed in the day of the plague because of Peor." Oh. Well. But wasn't Zipporah, Moses' wife, a Midianite woman as well? And didn't Jethro, wasn't he like the high priest of the Midianites? And saw that through all the evidence that Moses had provided because of all the wonders of God, didn't Jethro show that God is God, capital G and everything? Oh well, that is the first reading of tonight, and I start Luke in the next reading. Yes.